It is a great night for a playoff berth to be got. It is a great night for Cleveland Crunch Soccer. Welcome everyone inside the Soccer Sportsplex here in North Olmsted, Ohio for your Cleveland Crunch pregame show presented by Freeman, Damiano, and Smith. The injury lawyers at Freeman, Damiano, and Smith have been providing their services to the community for over 40 years. Visit them at their website, fdslaw.com. That's fdslaw.com. Or call them at 216-777-4121. 216-777-4121. And of course, we want to thank the official medical provider of the Cleveland Crunch as well, Metro Health Medical Services. Good evening, everyone. I am Kevin Earl here for your play-by-play and color commentary high atop in Crunch Command Central, high atop the Sportsplex as both teams warm up. Is off to your left, Cleveland Crunch, your very own Cleveland Crunch, get their warm-ups going as they face off for a third time this season against the Chicago Mustangs. The Crunch come in with a record of 6-1, 4-0 at home, trying to keep that undefeated streak alive, and they have playoff aspirations. First time in over 20 years, Crunch can clinch their spot in the playoffs. If the Crunch do win tonight's match, they will automatically earn a spot in the playoffs, which will take place on July 17th and 18th in Wichita, Kansas at the Hartman Arena. Of course, that is the home of the Wichita Wings here in Major Arena Soccer League's second division. Additionally, the Crunch would be able to defend their undefeated home title, as we mentioned earlier, and would remain in first place in Major Arena Soccer League 2 standings coming into play, as they do sit atop those standings at 6-1. Chicago at 5-4 sit in third place, and they got off to a hot start this season, winning their first 2 games. Of course, not every team is going to play the same amount of games this season due to COVID protocols. So it is all based on win percentage, and based on the win percentage with only 2 games left on their schedule for the Crunch, if they win tonight, they will automatically secure their spot in the playoffs. I want to thank our production crew here this evening. NEO Sports Network is providing the production of tonight's game. Peter Telep alongside our camera operators Jim Wagner and Jacob Telep here this evening. And you can catch, if you're watching on Facebook, you can also catch the live stream on LPV Productions YouTube page, as NEO Sports Network in conjunction with LPV Productions is bringing you tonight's match. Back with your keys to the game and some storylines heading in to tonight's match. You're watching Cleveland Crunch pregame show presented by Freeman, Damiano, and Smith here on NEO Sports Network and the Cleveland Crunch Facebook page.
Vector Technical is a 28-year-old staffing firm that has partnered with some of the biggest and the best companies throughout northeastern Ohio. The recruiters at Vector Technical will coach you through the entire job process and will help you land an opportunity that you are truly excited about. Vector does not add any additional fees and offers benefits as well as free online skills training through Penn Foster. To learn more, visit www.vectortechnicalinc.com and make sure to check out our job board to see a full list of our current opportunities and apply.
And welcome back inside the Sportsplex here in North Olmsted, Ohio, for your Cleveland Crunch pregame show presented by Freeman, Damiano, and Smith. And, of course, they are also the sponsor of tonight's injury report. Tonight's injury report, in conjunction with Freeman, Damiano, and Smith, as we mentioned, providing their services for over 40 years. You can visit them online at fdslaw.com. Out tonight for your Cleveland Crunch, midfielder Admir Suljevic. He's out with a calf strain this evening, and that was your Cleveland Crunch injury report. And we also want to thank one of our newer sponsors, Vector Technical. As you saw some information there during the break from Vector Technical, they will get you into the right job. It's the right person, right job the first time, so reach out to Vector Technical. So, as we mentioned, Kevin Arnold here alongside the crew from NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions, Peter Tellup, Jim Wagner, and Jacob Tellup. And some storylines heading into tonight's game. These two teams have faced off twice before, splitting each of those matchups. One time, the first game, April 11th in Chicago, was a thriller. Chicago was able to get the victory in overtime, 9-8, as they were able to start the season at 2-0 and were feeling pretty good as they started their season. And then they've been up and down, but winners of their last two games. Of course, these two teams also met April 24th on a neutral site at the Great Lakes Invitational up in Michigan, where the Muskegon Risers play. And that was a revenge game of sorts for the Crunch, as they came out firing on all cylinders and never looked back. They won that match 14-2. So both teams have gotten a victory in this series between each other, and we can only come to expect a heated battle. Crunch come in averaging 11 goals a game, while the Mustangs average 8 goals a game. And the Crunch have been able to outscore their opponents throughout the season by 40 goals. That is, in 7 games, that is an astounding number, while the Mustangs have been outscored themselves by 4 goals throughout the season, with that number being a little skewed with that 14-2 loss that they took to your very own Cleveland Crunch a few weeks ago. And a lot of their games have been decided within 3 to 4 goals, so it's going to be up and down all night. It is going to be a physical game. Both teams don't average too many penalty minutes. The Mustangs average 5 penalty minutes a game, where they blue card or red card where a player is disqualified for a certain amount of time. Blue cards, of course, for that 2-minute period, most common card that you will see, and a different element that you'll see here in the indoor game if you are tuning in to indoor soccer for the first time. And we'll talk about that more as the night goes on, as those situations may present themselves. Also this evening, before we get into some of the starting lineups, and we will turn it over to the PA announcer and the PA system when the national anthem and players are introduced. And we'll get you those starting lineups at the beginning of the game. Some of your league leaders coming into tonight's game. For Chicago, Leo Acosta leads the league in points with 25. He is tied with his teammate Adrian Ortiz with 20 goals and leads the league on power play goals when they have the man advantage with 4. And on the other side of things for Acosta, he's also tied in the league lead in penalty minutes served at 12 and yellow cards issued 2. So key for Chicago's hopes here this evening, getting Leo Acosta going early and being able to keep him out there on the field. Adrian Ortiz, as we just mentioned, does share that lead on goals with 20. He also leads in short-handed goals, so when they are down defending on the power play, going against them, he's been able to score twice. And he is tied with Ali Sodal, who we just saw the Crunch face off against a couple weekends ago, where the Crunch got that 2-game series sweep. And Ali Sodal, who they were able to keep quiet that weekend, but has been a major player in MASL2 play throughout this whole season. On the side of your Crunch, Mikey Derazic leads the league in points per game at 3.3. He is also tied with 4 other players for second in the league on assists with 5. Of course, we mentioned with that injury report, his buddy and midfield mate Admir Suljevic out. He still leads the team and league at 7 assists. He is out with injury this evening, so look for Mikey Derazic to maybe drop back from his forward position he is starting in this evening, back in the midfield, be a little bit of a playmaker, and allow the game to come to him. He is also 3rd in points with 20 and 4th in goals with 15. And, of course, in net for your Cleveland Crunch, Mario Musa, who leads the league in save percentage at 82% and wins. He is 5-0 on the season, only allowing 5 goals a game. Looks like we're just about ready to turn it over to the PA system here. Just a few moments. As the PA announcer lets the crowd know, and the crowd's still filing in here off to our left as we do sit high atop here down in the far corner of the field, and the referees just kind of walking around as we wait for the teams to come out of their locker rooms, and they will get all of those lineups going. Do want to thank another one of our sponsors, Metro Health. Metro Health and the Cleveland Crunch want to remind you, as you navigate through the arena when you attend their games, of course, or any other place that you go these days during COVID-19 protocols as they are still in place, please adhere to any markings on the floor of any facility that you may go to or any protocols that they may have in place listed on the doors. And thank you to Metro Health for sponsoring Cleveland Crunch Soccer. As music revs up here, teams start to walk to their benches. Chicago entering their sideline across the field from us as we wrap up this pregame show. Some keys to the game before we turn over to the PA announcer and end our pregame show, presented by Freeman, Damiano, and Smith. For the Cleveland Crunch, they are only able to convert on their power play 33% of the time and stem the tide for opponents' power play opportunities against them 40% of the time. That is a number that I am sure the Crunch have talked about, worked on in practices since their last games against the Omaha Kings. And another key for the Crunch tonight, as they did with Ali Sodal, we just mentioned him from Omaha, trying to stop Leo Acosta. The Chicago Mustangs only have 3 players with double-digit points, while the Crunch have 6 players on double-digit scoring tracks this season already. So spreading it around a lot, able to get their one-touch passes, a lot of assists on goals throughout the season. And defensively, it's going to be about guys tracking back, getting back in transition to help on that defensive side of the ball to stop Leo Acosta and even Adrian Ortiz, with 2 guys scoring 20 goals apiece, 40 goals between 2 guys. You know what the game plan is going to be. As they send the Mustangs away from their sideline now, we will have player announcements. They will announce players from the entire team, not just the starters. When we do turn it over to the PA system this evening, we will get you those starters in case you're not able to hear that coming through on the broadcast. But it is almost time for Cleveland Crunch Soccer, so Crunch fans, get ready. This could be a big night for the Cleveland Crunch. A lot of history has already been made with the Crunch coming back into town. And now the Crunch have that opportunity to clinch a spot in the playoffs and stake their claim to the top of Major Arena Soccer League Division II standings, and letting the country know and the league know that Crunch Soccer is back, truly back here in the city of Cleveland. Hope you guys are all ready, excited, pumped up for this game. It is going to be back and forth. It is going to be a physical matchup, and we're just waiting for word to get festivities started here. We will step aside for just one moment here as the referees wait for the Mustangs to get to their bench, and we will step aside. This has been the Cleveland Crunch pregame show presented by Freeman, Damiano, and Smith. Up next, Cleveland Crunch Soccer. Good evening, and welcome everyone to the Soccer Sportsplex here in North Olmsted, Ohio, for Cleveland Crunch action. Those just tuning in, the Cleveland Crunch are in action tonight against the Chicago Mustangs, and we are presented by Metro Health, Freeman, Damiano, and Smith, and production being brought to you by NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions. I am Kevin Earl, your play-by-play host, and it is being brought to you by the Voice of the Land podcast, and of course our production team, Peter Tellup, Jim Wagner, and Jacob Tellup. It is historic history waiting in the making here this evening as the Crunch have an opportunity. They can win this game to clinch their spot in the playoffs, as both teams have their last-minute instructions. Of course, if you weren't able to hear the starting lineups there, we will give you those. For the Chicago Mustangs, they come in at 5-4. They are coached by Armando Gamboa and Dino Delaveski. And their starters here this evening in goal will be number 1, Ricardo Porcayo, who comes in with a record in net of 2-1, 11 saves on the season, 9 goals against per game, and a 37% save rate for him. Up front for the Chicago Mustangs, Leo Acosta, who is the league leader in goals and points this season. He has 20 goals, tied with his teammate who also starts this evening, number 77, Adrian Ortiz, with 20 goals, and Acosta has 25 points on the season. So Adrian Ortiz will be in midfield alongside Alex Gomez. They call him Sonic, and he was the one to get that game-winning goal in overtime back on April 11th when these two teams met the first time, and Chicago was able to win that one 9-8. On defense for Chicago Mustangs, it'll be Jose Ibarra and Martin Murillo. For your Cleveland Crunch, a little bit of a different starting lineup here this evening. As we mentioned in the pregame show for the injury report, midfielder Admir Sujevic out tonight with injury. So starting this evening, of course, you have the Croatian sensation Mario Musa in net, the captain Dave Jordan and Bobby Chanchar on defense. Tom Beck is joined by Smith Pepper in the midfield, and Mikey Derizic, Mikey Double Dare Derizic, starts up front as ball comes rolling in to Porcayo, and he's able to just scoop it up as it rolls along the far boards. Cleveland Crunch in their white uniforms, red lettering and numbers, and the Chicago Mustangs in their red jerseys with black trim and black shorts this evening, as the Crunch will go right to left, and Chicago Mustangs going left to right across your device or any screen you may be tuned into tonight, or if you are tuning in to just for the audio this evening, to give you a little bit of the landscape. So both teams trying to win possession early in this one. Smith Pepper able to come out and gets tripped up by Acosta, and free kick to the Mustangs, and we have a whistle and sideline warning, delay a game, as Mustangs were making a change. Player going off cannot touch or be involved in any sort of play. So warning given to the Mustangs bench, and play gets back underway as Musa and Chanchar work a 1-2. Musa trying to find Derizic with the header off the wall, up and out of play, and that will be a corner kick down in the far corner for your Crunch. 13:30 left in the first quarter. No score here as the kick is given to Jordan. Back to Derizic, tried to hit that upper 90 and goes off the wall. Acosta will clear as the Crunch instilling that high pressure that has been so important for them all season long. And already a blue card has been issued to the Mustangs. And so at 13:21 left, the Crunch will go on the power play, the man advantage, 5-on-4. And it's difficult to see down in that corner who was given the blue card. But the Crunch will have a golden opportunity with a set piece early in this one and up a man in the game. As Porcayo gets his defense set, Jordan, the captain, over the ball, tries to hit it with his left foot right into the wall, and it'll come all the way back, and the Crunch will set their power play offense. Derry-Zeech coming up slowly up the left side to Minnick, who just checked into the game. Ryan Minnick, the super sub for the Crunch this season, came in with 16 points already on the year. Tom Beck with a turn. He tried to rip a shot, and a good block there, but what a turn inside the box in tight quarters for Beck. And harmlessly rolls out to Musa. Derry-Zeech will go back to the point to set things. Tries to make a move, hands it over to Jordan on the right. Off the wall, tried to find Beck in the middle. Pepper lurking on that far post. Minnick off to Derry-Zeech's left. Mikey now on the ball over to Ryan. Minnick to Pepper. To Beck, try to get it back to Pepper. A good defense. And the Mustangs are good at being able to stop power plays for opposing offenses, as they have been able to stem the tide at an 80% clip. And getting tripped up there, Mikey Derry-Zeech getting tripped up by Alex Gomez. And right at the top of the box, another set piece opportunity. 12:27 left. Still no score, and about a minute 6 seconds left in this power play. Something that we talked about in the pregame, a key for the Crunch. When they get these opportunities, they must capitalize. They've only been able to capitalize 33% of the time on their power play opportunities. So Derry-Zeech over the ball will rip one, and it is a beauty up into the upper 90, and that's how the scoring gets started. Derry-Zeech, usually the one behind it, a beautiful strike up to the upper right-hand corner, and 12:26 left. Your Crunch lead, 1-0. Boy, Derry-Zeech liked what he saw. The Mustangs had three players kind of in a semi-wall. They were not together. He saw the angle, and the touch from Double Dare Derry-Zeech has been quite spectacular all season long, and you're not going to see many goals more beautifully executed than that one, especially in the indoor game with much less surface area and surface net behind there to strike for. What a goal to get things started. So only 3 minutes in, and the Crunch lead 1-0. And we are back to even strength with that goal going in, as Porcayo tried to send it down to the box, but good defense there. Checking in, Austin Horton has checked in as he is on the ball now. As Chris Sevco has also checked into the game. Sammy Mutemwa, McCain Spragling, and Ashton Bernard also into the game. So a full line change after that goal from Derry-Zeech to get things started for the Crunch. And Mutemwa just being patient, looking for runners, try to find Horton. Gets it deflected. He'll keep this defender on his back, trying to turn with it, and good double team there by the Mustangs to get that one clear. Musa well off his line, well under control to come out to get that one. A little bit of pressure there, but still able to find Spragling, who got a shot off, but Porcayo gets the save, and he will just roll it out to get things started. 10:50 to go here in the first quarter. 1-0 Crunch over the Mustangs. Mikey Derry-Zeech with a power play free kick goal to get the scoring started. And now both teams trying to get some subs in the game as Porcayo is looking for those runners deep, as there isn't much passing down there on his end. He's just trying to find that runner running deep here in the middle. The Crunch are ready for it to this point. Good pass over here, and a good save by Musa, getting backed up into his net, and he releases Spraglin with a shot. It just goes wide. Gomez tried to hit that one for the Mustangs, and a good left-handed save from Musa as he was on his heels. Was able to just get enough on it, release Spraglin, and he has been so good at those outlet passes and tripped up. Gomez looks like he will get a blue card here on the near boards, tripping up Bernard. So the second power play opportunity for the Crunch already, only 5 minutes in, and they will be looking to try to back up that first goal with a second one. So Derzic on the ball as he will play point now for the Crunch. Coming to the top of the yellow line, over to Pepper. Back to Jordan as most of the starters have returned besides Ryan Minnick, who is in the game now. Over on the left, back to Derzic at the point. Fakes a shot, rips one, and a diving save, and what a save that was coming off his line. Porcayo fully outstretched, just tipping that one into the back net. And that'll set up a corner opportunity with Pepper over the ball. Derzic, a nice run to the top and a good block there by Ortiz. And Derzic getting knocked down, but no call made. And they will try to reset as Jordan will hustle over to the near boards. Drop it back to Musa. 9:15 left. Crunch still with that 1-0 lead, as there is 1:15 left on the power play. Derzic slowly walking the ball up over to his left to Jordan. Tries to find Pepper, and he rips a shot, and it tips off the mitts of Porcayo and finds the back of the net as Pepper, rightfully so, gets the crowd rocking with a rocket lower left-footed shot into the back netting. And for the second time, the Crunch have capitalized on their power play, and 8:59 left in the first quarter. The Crunch now lead 2-0 over the Mustangs. Pepper came into tonight with 2 goals, 1 assist, and an unwise decision by Porcayo as the Mustangs try to get their offense going. McCain Spraglin jumps on it. He does his usual goal celebration of a backflip, and there was no one in front of him except for green turf and a net, and he tucks that one away. And just 11 seconds later, the Crunch now go up 3-0. Spraglin points to the crowd, points up here to Crunch Command Central, and that was Johnny on the spot, right place, right time, and all he had to do was slot it home to give the Crunch the 3-0 advantage. We were mentioning Smith Pepper getting his 3rd goal of the season and his 4th point, as he does have 1 assist on the year. And now a little bit of a scrum in front of the net, and the Mustangs they were able to put that one in the back, but pushing off down there on Sevco. Looked like the foul went on Adrian Graffin of the Mustangs, and quickly the other way come the Crunch. So, and Minnick with a left-footed shot that just goes off the near post. Spraglin trying to defend up high, trying to win another opportunity in front of net, but Mustangs able to clear. Minnick coming back from his forward position to help on defense as subs come in. Ashton Bernard back in the game. He has clear space. He's 3-on-2, but not able to connect with Spraglin on the left. Mustangs will clear. This high press from the Crunch has been detrimental to teams' offensive flow all season long, especially here at the Sportsplex, where they feel so comfortable and are already undefeated. Derzic on a run by himself and just hits it up over the upper corner and off the wall. And he reached his hands up to his head. He had the angle, had a great individual run, just not able to finish that one. And Tom Beck and Dave Jordan return for the crunch as that one off of Musa's foot goes to the back netting, and we will have a goalie throw to get things back underway. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Crunch 3, Mustangs 0. Goals by Mikey Derryzich, Smith Pepper, and McCain Spragling. For Spragling, that was his 8th goal on the season already. And when the Crunch were able to beat the Mustangs 14-2 up in Michigan, Spragling had a couple of goals himself that night as well. So definitely well accustomed to how the Mustangs defense is going to play them. And Mustangs are really having trouble with that high press from the Crunch. Musa with a wise play there to just let it roll right into his net. Derryzich a good back heel to Tom Beck off the wall, looking for a runner in the middle. Not there, but quickly back on it is Beck. Trying to find Jordan. Jordan on the ball now, finds Derryzich. He will find Beck. Left foot, tried to slide it across to Jordan, and another good block. That Mustangs defense being called to task early in this one. Musa now getting it clear. Far boards to Derryzich. Mikey getting pressured by 2 Mustang defenders. Leo Acosta and Caden Eberman, it looks like, over there on that far wall. Bobby Chanchar back in the game for the Crunch. 5:40 and a ticking first quarter clock. Crunch winning 3-0, but looking for more. Coaches will always tell you, try to start fast, but you also got to finish strong. Players got to be well in condition. If you're going to play this fast, this early in a game, in order to have that energy to keep that high pressure, high pace tempo in a game, you got to be well conditioned. If you follow the Crunch on all social media sites, you can tell their practice sessions are intense, and they use as many different field sites here in the Northeast Ohio area to get themselves ready, whether for these home games here at the Sportsplex or on the road. Ryan Minnick tracking back to win that one. We'll try to find Spragling, a good through ball to Sevko, not able to connect. Ball being volleyballed around, pinballed around on the field. Now Mustangs in control at the top of the box. Spragling trying to help get it cleared. Sevko now on the ball, turning it to Sammy Mutemwa. Over to Minnick, up the far wall to Spragling. And he will just drop it back to Mutemwa. Musa now with 3:58 to go, and the Crunch holding on to that 3-0 advantage. Mikey trying to find Sevko as that one will go off his hand, and turnover going the other way. Mustangs down here, down the near boards, trying to get across, but Jordan is right there for the block and the clearance. He will now make a run off of Derryzich's right shoulder. He's trying to find a runner as they are sending 2 to 3 guys at Mikey at all times. And they're also trying to match the intensity and this high pressure of the Crunch as Ortiz trying to pressure Musa every time he gets on the ball. But Musa with those foot skills, and you've seen it so many times on the Crunch broadcast and other live streams of the games away, Musa's foot skills are second to none, even as a goalie. As fakes out Acosta there and thought he was going to pick it up, just sends it right away, and the Crunch continue this offensive pressure. Jordan on the ball, 2:45 to go. Crunch still leading. Musa trying to find Beck for another one to add to that 3-0 advantage. Chanchar slides it across, and Pepper slots home his second of the game. And 2:35 to go. Chanchar to Pepper. It is a beautiful thing. It is beautiful soccer. Pepper gives the Crunch a 4-0 lead. We are still in the first quarter. The Mustangs have been trying to mount some sort of offensive threat this entire quarter, but their defense has been on their heels, and every time it seems like they have some sort of opportunity brewing, the game plan that the coaching staff from the Crunch, and of course the head coach Louis Kostelik and his assistants, the game plan that they have put together and the amount of work that they put in on what every team likes to do out there on the pitch. The Crunch are always well prepared, even though they are playing at a high pace. It is pace with a purpose, but with a lot of patience out there as well. That's difficult to say, that's difficult to do in an indoor game, as we do have a timeout here. And Crunch leading with 2:35 left, 4-0. Mikey Derezich got the scoring started with a free kick power play goal from the top of the box. And then Smith Pepper was able to slot home a left-footed shot under the mitts of the goalie for the Mustangs, Ricardo Porcayo. And then a bad pass by Porcayo out of his own end to the foot of McCain Spragling. Made him pay, slotted that one home. And then just a few moments ago, Smith Pepper from Bobby Chanchar, that one-touch, quick-touch soccer that was so crucial in the win back on Mother's Day against Omaha, has come back, and Pepper slots home his second for the 4-0 lead. And as we said, the Crunch are playing with a lot of pace, a lot of purpose, and yet a lot of patience. We were kind of talking about how that is a difficult thing to do in such a small space in the indoor game. And yet, even when a mistake may happen, heads are up. Guys are tracking back, helping one another out to try to get back on the ball. Josh Grossman able to clear that one, getting his first action of the game. Great ball to Ryan Minnick up the left-hand side. Minnick trying to hold it up, waiting for teammates as he was driven to that corner. Grossman looking for his first goal of the season, and just off the top part of his foot, off to the right and into the netting. So Grossman having an early impact in this one, as that one just barely misses grazing the top netting to go out of the play. And again, Minnick, great positioning up front to get the defender on his back, just not able to find a pass off the boards. So under 2 minutes, 1:41 left. Crunch 4, Mustangs 0. As Mutemwa hounded by two players and still able to get away, tried to rip a pass to Spragling and not able to connect, but quickly back on it. Good pressure, and Minnick will set things back to Grossman, back to Musa. 1:15 to go as the clock continues to tick, and Musa not able to keep that one down. Goes out of play for a restart down on the Mustangs' defensive end of the field. Porcayo looking to set the offense now, trying to find some sort of answer to this offensive onslaught from the Crunch, but they have their foot on the gas pedal with no end in sight. Under a minute to go. Clock ticks to 49 seconds as Crunch a little bit more patient here towards the end of the quarter, not wanting to make a mistake to give Mustangs any sort of momentum, but still looking for one big pass to set up an offensive threat. And again, Lopez with another foul, and a dangerous foul there on Smith Pepper. He's already been given a blue card here this evening, so he's going to have to be careful for the rest of the game. Even only 1 quarter in, 28 seconds. Crunch on top 4-0 with an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth with a win this evening and continue to stay atop the Major Arena Soccer League second division standings and keep that undefeated streak at home alive. Free kick opportunity taken by Ortiz, and that one into the chest of Crunch players, as we'll try to get a number on who took that contact the worst, as the referees call for the training staff to come over. And so taking that one right into the midsection there off the free kick. Ortiz got all of that one, got his laces behind it, and training staff and trainer Steve Wisniewski out to 10. As still looking for, based on our vantage point here, who was down there, and it does look like Gabriel P. Wu went down, and he is quickly back on his feet. He hustles off to the bench, so don't ever want to speculate on any sort of injuries, but took the shot for the team, and he's back up looking like he will be available to his team moving forward, but he will be checked out by the training staff just to make sure over there on the sideline. So 23.6 seconds left. Crunch holding 4-0 advantage over the Chicago Mustangs, trying to win the rubber match between the Mustangs and themselves this year. As we tick to 10 seconds, Dairy's just trying to hold Acosta and the ball up against that wall. Tick down to 5 seconds. He rips a shot off the boards, and that goes awry. One more shot coming in. That goes high up into the net, and clock stops with 0.4 seconds. So it'll be a quick restart, and the clock will tick to triple zeros to end quarter number 1 here in North Olmsted, Ohio. The Cleveland Crunch off to a fast start already, looking determined and focused on getting that playoff berth here this evening. At the end of 1 quarter of play, the Crunch lead the Chicago Mustangs 4-0. We'll be right back here on the Cleveland Crunch and NEO Sports Network broadcast of the Major Arena Soccer League Division II matchup between the Crunch and the Mustangs. And welcome back inside Cleveland Crunch Soccer here in the Soccer Sportsplex in North Olmsted, Ohio. Kevin Arnold alongside our production team from NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions, Peter Tellep, Jim Wagner, and Jacob Tellep, as the second quarter gets underway, as the teams will switch sides of the field. Porcayo getting pressure from McCain Spraggling. We will get you the 5 guys on the field for both squads here in just a moment, as the Crunch, with 15 seconds gone here in the second quarter, they lead 4-0. 2 goals scored in that first quarter by Smith Pepper, and other goals being put in by Mikey Derzic on the power play, getting things started, and McCain Spraggling jumping on a bad pass out of the back by the Mustangs goalie, Adrian Porcayo. Actually, Ricardo Porcayo, my apologies. So the Mustangs on offense down to our left as Sammy Mutemwa, Ashton Bernard, Chris Savetko, Ryan Minnick, and McCain Spraggling on the field for your Crunch, as Mustangs will already make a change early in the second quarter. Leo Acosta trying to find Adrian Ortiz. He is joined by Alex Lopez, Jose Ibarra, and number 2, Jonathan Rodriguez, the 5 on the field for the Mustangs, as they now try to generate some offense. 13:40 to go in the first half. Crunch leading 4-0, and it has been Crunch from the opening kickoff. They've been off to the races, and again, we've talked about it. We talked about it the entire first quarter. If you're just joining us, the high press in a small field space and the discipline behind it that the Crunch are able to instill against their opponents makes it difficult to get any sort of offensive rhythm started from the back, as a lot of these teams want to do. And the guys know where they need to be. They read the game plans and they follow them. And not that time, as the Mustangs are able to slot one home off the outside right foot. That one scored by who we have as number 34. Wasn't listed on our lineup card being here this evening, but on their roster, Caden Eberman. We will double check that as we go forward and give an update to that stat. But for right now, at the 12:55 mark, the Mustangs able to get themselves on the board for the first time and trail the Crunch 4-1. And misheader there, but Porcayo able to jump on that one, and he will try to get things started, trying to add to some momentum, trying to find any sort of momentum on that Mustang sideline. So Chicago came in at 5-4, winners of their last 2 games, as they were able to split the series that they had with the Omaha Kings, and then they were able to also beat the Colorado Inferno coming into this game this evening. Of course, the Crunch 6-1, 4-0 at home, atop league standings, and trying to, we'll mention it all night long, trying to get Cleveland Crunch name back in arena soccer playoff action. So coming this way, Ibarra trying to slide that one past Jordan. He's able to just deflect that one into the upper netting. And it'll be a free kick at the center spot. As you'll see, there are 3 main lines here in an indoor facility. You got the half-field line, of course, the good shot there by the Mustangs, and another good save by Musa. And he threw that one up into the net, so it'll be another dangerous opportunity, set-piece opportunity for the Mustangs. Like we were saying, the 3 lines here, there's 2 yellow ones that kind of mark the offensive territories for each team. Should a kick fly over all three of those lines, that translates into a free kick opportunity for the opposing team. Leo Acosta coming off, trying to rip that one with his right foot, but right into the waiting arms of Mario Musa. And he adds to his save total. He came in tonight already with 116 saves and leading the league, saving 82% of the shots that he has faced all season long, facing 141 of them coming into tonight, and already with 3 key saves in this one. So 11:04 left. Crunch leading now 4-1. As Eberman was able to get one back for the Mustangs, but Crunch still leading 4-1, and a little bit of a slower pace, helter-skelter pace for the Crunch, not able to get control of the ball. So much more focused Mustang team coming out of that 3-minute quarter break. And blue card coming out, and I'm not sure if that looking at the Mustangs or Spraggling down. As it looks like the conversation between the referee and the Mustangs, so it looks like a third power play opportunity for the Crunch. And they've been able to convert on their first 2, so they're at 100% tonight. You can tell that that was a thing of emphasis in the practices, and the message from Coach Kostelik is really the only lone spot of work that this Crunch team has needed to put in has been on power play execution, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Kind of mentioned it a few times, Minnick trying to find Jordan for the header on the far post. That just goes over and goes wide, and the Crunch will reset. Pepper trying to win that one. Porcayo will try to release for a short-handed opportunity. Derry's well in position to win that one, and the Crunch can come back. Minnick to Pepper, to Jordan, to Derry's, and now they will set. Derry's fakes the shot. Little step over, looking at who's in front of him, looking for a runner. Beck, good spot there, right in the middle. He'll drop it to Pepper. They'll send it back to the point to Derry's, over to the right to Jordan, down in the corner to Pepper, looking for a runner in the middle. They'll reset. 7 seconds left in the power play, 9:45 left. Crunch leading 4-1. Jordan on the ball now. Over to Mikey. Mikey tried to go with the outside of his right foot, and Porcayo coming off his line, able to collect that one and release. But again, good transition defense on any shorthanded opportunities by the Crunch. 30 seconds left in the power play. Jordan bringing the ball up the middle of the field. We'll send it over on the run to Minnick. Too long for him. And referees will stop play at 9:09 left. 18 seconds with the man advantage for the Crunch. And a free kick opportunity. We'll see if Derry's can double up his. They don't call him double dare for nothing. We'll see if he can double his efforts from his initial free kick to the upper 90 in something similar. But a more structured wall now set by the Mustangs on this one, unlike the first one that found the back of the net. Derry's, it doesn't matter. Swipes right across through the laces. Right-footed shot, a rocket of a goal. Nothing Porcayo could do. And the Crunch go back up by 4 goals at the 9:08 mark. And another power play free kick goal. Double Dare has doubled his goal total. They now lead 5-1 to the Crunch over the Chicago Mustangs. Just when the Mustangs thought they may have some sort of momentum or rhythm going on offense, blue card comes out for a third time, and the Crunch capitalize, and you can just tell any man advantage opportunity they have, they are laser focused this evening. I know that those guys in that locker room, not happy with that 33% conversion rate they came into with this evening. That number will quickly rise if they can continue that sort of conversion like they have this evening. And it'll look a lot better in the stat chart after tonight. So the Mustangs trying to mount an offensive attack. Ortiz in the left corner. He's trying to get down the left wall, and Ashton Bernard, good way to just shield the ball right to Musa. And he will release Spragling, who entered the game. Austin Horton into the game now for the Crunch as well. Mustangs back on the attack. Again, in our lineup cards and listings that we have, 34 is listed as Caden Eberman on their stat chart, and that is the lone goal for the Mustangs so far in this one. 7:42 left in the first half. Crunch leading 5-1 after another great goal by Mikey Derezich. Spragling trying to be right place, right time, and a blue card will come out on Spragling as he got a little aggressive, trying to win that one back. He's been in the right spot at the right time, but he will have to sit, and the Crunch will have to play down a man for the next 2 minutes with 7:33 left, leading 5-1. And they'll be dropping their 4 guys back on the field for the penalty kill opportunity. Chris Savecco, Dave Jordan, Tom Beck, and Bobby Chanchar. So more defensive look and lineup for the Crunch. And if there's another number in that stat book that they want to improve upon and raise, it is the penalty kill percentage, as they've been only able to stem the tide on penalties going against them 40% of the time. As Beck trying to give some high pressure, trying to take as much time off of the power play. 30 seconds in now to the power play. Mustangs on it. Shot ripped in, and a great kick save by Musa, but only as far as Ortiz, and he will set at the point. Acosta running off his left shoulder, looking for that drop, but Ortiz holds on to it. Good way to hold him up there on the wall was Beck. Now Chanchar will pressure there in the right corner. Acosta now at the point. Ortiz to his left. 2 guys came in with 40 goals apiece. So far, they've been kept off the score sheet, but the Mustangs are not kept off the score sheet there on their power play opportunity. So both teams have been able to convert on all power play man advantage opportunities this evening. So at the 6:25 mark, the Mustangs able to trim that lead back to 3 as they trail 5-2 to the Cleveland Crunch. Slotting that one home for the Chicago Mustangs. Looking at their roster, it was number 10, but they have a couple different players that are listed under the same number and 3 players listed under one number on here. There are 3 players listed as a number 3, but there is no number 10 listed on their roster this evening. So apologies to not give credit to the goal scorer, but both teams 100% on offensive power play opportunities. So a timeout here by the Crunch to talk about things, trying to reset as they lead 5-2. Again, as we get things back underway, 6:25 left here in the first half. It was a fast start for the Crunch in the first quarter as they were able to get out to that 4-0 lead. But goals here, 2 goals here by the Mustangs. And they are winning the second quarter 2-1. So they trail 5-2 as PA announcer Lou looks over the railing here down to the fans. It is a packed house here in North Olmsted, Ohio, and trying to get the crowd back into it as we are back underway. Sammy Mutemwa enters the game and rips a left-footed shot, and a good save by Porcayo. Got away from him a little bit, but he was able to jump on it, and they are going to look to play quick as they're feeling a little bit of pace on their sideline. A little bit of energy picking up there on the Mustang sideline. Bench crew for the Crunch trying to get their guys into it. A lot of communication going on, a lot of instruction being yelled out from that bench. Gomez trying to rip a shot from deep. A little ambitious from that angle. Minnick as well, trying to rip a left-footed shot from far out, trying to catch Porcayo off his line. But that one went way up into the netting. And harmlessly, they will be able to restart. Porcayo on the ball. He finds Ibarra. They'll send it down into the left corner. Bernard and Mutemwa on defense. Alex Sonic Gomez, as they call him. He's almost kind of got that Sonic the Hedgehog haircut and hairdo. And Musa with a misread, as thought a pass was coming in. He was barking out instructions to his defense, and the Mustangs cut into that lead further. Slots home in that near corner. Musa never saw it as he was looking up, looked down, saw the ball in the back of the net, looked up, and raised his arms, wondering where that came from. But the Mustangs, at 5:15 left, trim the Crunch lead to 2 goals, 5-3, and you really start to feel that momentum here in the second quarter start to shift. Crunch looking to try to find some sort of offensive rhythm besides the power play goal. There hasn't been that same attention to detail and discipline, position discipline. And Jordan, again, now the fouls and the blue cards starting to mount up for the Crunch as they get their second. And a yellow card issued to the bench for discretion against the referee. It looked like Chris Svetko was kind of chirping at the referee, so he gets a yellow card for that. Does not get sent off for a yellow card. But a blue card is something different that you're not accustomed to the indoor game. It is another card that the referees have for any sort of dangerous foul or action out there, as Jordan came in to try to head that one away, but came too aggressively into that one. So he will have to sit. And looks like they gave a 5-minute penalty to the Crunch as well for that discretion off the sideline. So going to be 5 minutes of playing a man down. So Chicago will now be on the power play for 5 minutes. So a higher offense was deemed by the referees there. So 2 power plays up on the board, but the one that matters most is the one that ticks to the 4:30 to go mark. As the Crunch are going to have to defend for a while and for basically the rest of this second quarter to try to keep that 5-3 lead that they have. 4:12 left to go here in the second quarter. Acosta trying to rip one, and just seeing it late was Musa. Got his fingertips on it, tipping it up into the net, causing a corner kick. It'll be taken by Adrian Ortiz. Again, Ortiz and Leo Acosta coming in, lead on goals at 20 apiece. They haven't been a factor, but the Crunch have lost sight of a couple Mustang players here in the second quarter. And 3:55 left, 4 minutes left on the major penalty and major power play. Holding on to that 5-3 lead. And a heck of a curler came off the foot of Acosta that just went wide. But Ortiz is back on it. Acosta trying to bend that one to the far post. Looks like that is the telltale sign as he's just trying to hang out on the far side on the left. Check towards the ball to Ortiz and try to curl that one in the net. And Ortiz ripped one with the left foot. That one just went wide outside the outstretched leg of Musa, and a good block by Svetko to knock that one into the net. Clock stops, 3:16 left. Heavy pressure on the Crunch net, 3:20 left on the major penalty. 18 seconds left on the initial power play. Grossman trying to come down, find Beck, shorthanded. and they will quickly retreat. We tick under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Crunch 5. Mustangs 3, outscoring the Crunch 3-1 in this quarter. And another beautiful save by Musa as he yells at his defense to step and pressure as Mustangs are just peppering the net and peppering Musa right now from deep. And he's looking for his team to get out in front of him. Now it looks like they do allow the Crunch to come back to full strength. The 5 minutes will be served. And it looked like Svetko was the one that was in question on that yellow card, but it may have been another player on that sideline. So they are being held out for the 5 minutes. But 2:30 left. We are back to full strength. Crunch 5, Mustangs 3 here in the Soccer Sportsplex in North Olmsted, Ohio. Kevin Arnold alongside our production team from NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions. We can't thank them enough for bringing the production to you all this evening, and all Crunch fans all around. Peter Tillup, Jim Wagner, and Jacob Tillup. Porcayo on the ball. As he tried to find Jonathan Rodriguez, found Gomez. They're kind of mentioned he's got that, they call him Sonic, and he's kind of living up to it with that Sonic the Hedgehog kind of look, and he will just quickly run up. And you see many times as if he's going to take the kick, turn around to the referee, call a timeout with 2:01 left. And it is 2:09 left on the major penalty, as the Crunch do have to keep one of their bench players on the sideline and not able to participate in proceedings for the rest of the first half. So let's reset things before halftime comes, as action has been fast and furious here in the second quarter. A quick ticking clock here in the second quarter. Only 2 minutes left. Crunch came out at a blistering pace. Mikey Derezich with that focus on power play execution, at least so far on the offensive end. The Crunch have lived up to that end of the game plan. Derezich with a great power play free kick to the upper 90 on the far end of the field to get proceedings starting. And then Spit Pepper scoring 2 in that first quarter. 1 off of a beautiful setup from Bobby Chanchar. And then McCain Spragling jumping on a mistake by Ricardo Porcayo, the goalie for the Chicago Mustangs. But since the turn into the second quarter, it has been mainly all Mustangs, besides Mikey getting his second goal of the game and almost a replay of the first one with much more traffic in front of him, able to blister home a rocket of a shot for his second of the game. And that gave the Crunch a 5-1 lead. But since then, the Mustangs have been able to score 2 unanswered goals and have cut what once was the biggest lead of 4 goals for the Crunch in half to 2 goals. And the Crunch lead 2:01 left as we just about ready to get back underway for the remaining part of this first half. They lead 5-3. Fouls have also been a major cause for concern here this evening, as the Mustangs have amounted 6 minutes of penalty time. They came in averaging 5 a game, and the Crunch are up to 7 minutes. They only average 3 minutes of penalty time a game, so much more mental focus is going to be talked about in that halftime speech. But right now, Crunch want to try to add to that lead, find some sort of offense. Porcayo forced to come out of his box to slide that one away, as Gabriel Piwu had just come back into the game. Good to see him back on the field, and he will come quickly right back off as Minnick will come on for this set piece for the Crunch. 1:46 left. Minnick and the Crunch trying to add to their 5-3 lead before halftime. Minnick over the ball at the top of the box, seeing a wall in front of him, and instead of hitting the wall, he hit his own teammate Spragling, who kind of helps play defense there more so for the Mustangs, blocking that one away. But Svetko on the ball, sending it back to Musa. Musa over to Sami Mutemwa, back into the game. 1:25 left, and the clock continues to tick. Mutemwa looking for someone to come to him. Svetko does here on the near boards. Wisely sends it back to Musa, but he is still getting that high pressure. Adrian Ortiz has been set in front of Musa most of the game, trying to defend these quick outlets. And Ashton Bernard was trying to get on the end of that one. Porcayo smart and wise to come through that one as he has control of the box. Referee taps his chest as if, my bad, had Porcayo setting up and restarting in the wrong spot. We tick under a minute, crunch up 5-3. And game plan for the Mustangs has been to try to stem the tide on those beautiful outlet passes that Musa is able to get from his box. A shot come across the face of goal, goes awry. They were looking for a foul, and quickly on the attack come the Crunch, but Spragling not able to find Minnick, and we tick to 35 seconds left. Crunch retreat. Mustangs trying to find one more before halftime. Under 30 to go. First half. Cleveland 5, Chicago 3. Chicago more on the attack in the second quarter. Ortiz trying to rip one with his left foot. That goes off the near board. And Minnick trying to dump it deep. That only goes as far as Eberman. Eberman over the ball, trying to quickly set something up. 5 to go. And 2-1. And the horn sounds at the end of the first half. And after a quick start for the Crunch at the end of the first quarter, Chicago Mustangs looking to play spoiler as the Crunch are looking for that playoff spot this evening. But they still lead heading into the locker rooms at halftime. And at halftime, your score here from North Olmsted, Ohio, Cleveland Crunch 5, Chicago Mustangs 3. We will be back for all of your second half action here on the Cleveland Crunch Facebook page, as well as the NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions YouTube page. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back for all the second half Crunch action.
Are you looking for a career in manufacturing? Vector Technical has you covered. Vector Technical is a 28-year-old staffing firm that is partnered with some of the biggest and the best companies throughout northeastern Ohio. The recruiters at Vector Technical will coach you through the entire job process and will help you land an opportunity that you are truly excited about. Vector does not add any additional fees and offers benefits as well as free online skills training through Penn Foster. To learn more, visit www.vectortechnicalinc.com and make sure to check out our job board to see a full list of our current opportunities and apply.
Welcome back, Crunch fans, for second half action live in Crunch Command Central as we sit high atop the far corner of the soccer sportsplex in North Olmsted, Ohio, the friendly confines for your Cleveland Crunch. I am Kevin Arnold alongside our production team, and thank you so much once again to NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions for all of their production here this evening. Peter Tulloch on the ones and twos, and behind our cameras this evening, Jim Wagner and Jacob Tulloch, and a special happy belated birthday out to our cameraman Jacob Tulloch, who turned 15, running the camera spectacularly here this evening. And, of course,
he just turned 61.
And another happy belated birthday to our other cameraman. So birthdays aplenty here at the Sportsplex. Jim Wagner, who just turned 61. So no rest for the weary, that is for sure. We are just about ready to get things started for the third quarter. Your Crunch lead the Chicago Mustangs 5-3. And they are 30 minutes away from a playoff berth in Major Arena Soccer League Division II soccer, as they do sit atop at the 6-1 record. But in that second quarter, the Mustangs found a little momentum, and they outscored the Crunch 3-1 as the Crunch get a little extra instruction coming out of the locker room before they take the field. And a little update on the yellow card and 5-minute major penalty. It was for dissent, and that was issued to Mikey Derizic, who does have 2 goals on the night, but he is going to have to sit for the first 8 seconds. Now, it is not a man advantage for the Mustangs because it is dissent. And arguing with the referee or any sort of behavior on the bench that the referees did not take kindly to, they gave him a 5-minute penalty where he was not allowed to enter action. So the Crunch basically played the last 5 minutes of that second quarter without him. There's still 8 seconds left on that 5-minute penalty. So Derizic will get, he is up close to the door to come back on the field. PA announcer Lou getting the fans on Fan Appreciation Night, the last home game of the 2021 season for the Crunch. And we are underway here in the second half, with the Crunch leading 5-3, as we mentioned. And Derizic can enter the game at any point now, as his 5-minute penalty for dissent is up. And Bobby Chanchar getting too aggressive on that defensive play against the Mustangs. And their leader out there on the field, Leo Acosta, who leads the league in several categories. Go through that here in just a moment as Beck has an opportunity for the Crunch. Early finds Horton. Tried to slide off the wall. Good touch. And just wide of the mark. Pepper, who has 2 goals, quickly recovers. Horton trying to get that one back into the box. And that one will be slid back to Chanchar. Musa pressured by Acosta. They've had Acosta or mainly Ortiz pressuring Musa on those outlets. But Jordan now finds himself open. Beck, another good touch, and a good save by Porcayo. Ricardo Porcayo, who has put some good saves in over the last quarter and change against the Crunch, and they are having a difficult time finding the back of the net, only finding it 1 time since the start of the second quarter. Goal scorers for your Crunch with this 5-3 lead. We mentioned Mikey Double Dare Derizic has 2 goals, 2 power play, free kick opportunity goals. Smith Pepper has 2 goals on his own, as he is getting the start tonight in place of the injured Admir Suljevic. And McCain Spragling with a goal on the night as well. Jordan was trying to pressure Porcayo, trying to get that one, just trying to touch it with the tippy toes on that left foot, but Porcayo just able to clear Jordan and everyone else out of his way. foul called here on Chanchar here on the near boards, as he got into Adrian Graffin, the forward for the Mustangs. That one came off the wall. Graffin was trying to finish that one, but on his shot, he followed through right through Bobby Chanchar's legs. And that'll be a reset with 13:03 left now in the third quarter. And a full line change for the Crunch. Chris Stavecko, Ashton Bernard back on defense in front of Musa. Sammy Mutemwa and Ryan Minnick in the midfield, and McCain Spraglin up at that forward position. Bernard makes a run up the right far wall, not able to clear, trying to get it to Minnick. Minnick back to Mutemwa. Mutemwa will just turn and set up shop. Stavecko finds McCain Spraglin, the runner in the middle. And Spraglin called for touchy foul there. And Eberman, Caden Eberman for the Mustangs, who got the goal scoring for the Mustangs started in that second quarter. So Crunch trying to find some of that rhythm, momentum, patience, pace, purpose that they had in that first quarter. They've been keeping training intense, high, but just got out of sorts there in the second quarter, and Mustangs were able to capitalize on it with 3. Minnick, the high pressure, trying to find some of that frustrating defense that the Crunch have been putting on and got them the lead. And now Musa trying to clear out of his box. He couldn't put his hands on it because it was passed back off the wall to him, and a careless foul. And Adrian Graffin, who was just called for a minor foul in the box just a few moments ago, getting into the leg of Musa, taking him to the ground, and 11:54 left. No goals scored in this third quarter. Crunch still lead 5-3, but they will be on the man advantage for another 2 minutes, giving the Mustangs 8 minutes worth of penalty time served once this power play is up, unless the Crunch can score, as they have done on all 3 of their previous power play opportunities. Derry's has re-entered the game. He finds Pepper to Derry's, trying to finish. Jordan tried to touch around a defender, and they were able to clear. Derry's was right in front of goal, but Porcayo got down to the ground, got his body in front of it, and able to clear it away. 1:20 left on the 2-minute power play. 11-12 left in the third quarter. Crunch trying to find some of that offensive firepower that they had early in this match. Derry's working a 1-2 with Beck, and he gets it taken off his foot, and they have a one-on-one with the goalie, Adrian Ortiz, trying to score that one. Got it off the wall. Derry's was back in net, and that one did not find its target. A good opportunity for the Mustangs, but good recovery speed by the Crunch to get back, and they have 45 seconds left to try to find another power play goal. Beck on it, back heel to Pepper. He's got some space, to the point to Derzyc. Mikey now to Minnick. Minnick to Beck, back to Minnick. Takes a left-footed shot, just goes wide, and skirts across the far boards all the way out to Derzyc. Trying to make a move, trying to find Pepper, and does not. And only 15 seconds left in this power play opportunity. And Derzyc goes down. Pepper not happy with the no call for his teammate, Mikey Derzyc, and commits a foul of his own. So 10:05 left in this third quarter. Much more intensity out there on the pitch, more physical, as both teams try to break down the other team's defensive scheme here in this second half for the first goal. And there it is! just as the power play was ending and the Mustangs were getting back to full strength. A wondrous strike, a knuckler of a strike off the left foot of your captain, Dave Jordan, tucked in the near post. And the Crunch go up by a score of 6-3 at the 9:49 mark here in the third quarter. And that goal infuses some life into this crowd and into this arena. My, what a strike with his left foot. Cut across it from inside to outside, and Porcayo had no chance, and now foul starting to mount back up for the Mustangs. Mutemwa got spun around as he had a free lane to dribble, and that one will be set just outside of the Crunch's offensive yellow line there on the far side of the field. 9:36 left. Crunch getting a little bit of energy and life back into their sideline and out there on the field. Trying to keep this pressure up. Austin Horton to Mutemwa. Over to Spragling, who just re-entered the game. Spragling will track this one all the way back. Trying to turn with that was Sammy Mutemwa. And just deflects back to his teammate Ashton Bernard. Mutemwa on the dribble and on with a little bit of speed. Finds Horton, posted up at the top of the box. Svetko tried to rip a shot. Got blocked. Spragling making a run back up the field. Horton stumbles a little, able to corral, and they will reset back to their goalkeeper, Mario Musa. Musa on the ball, and that high press that has the Mustangs have been instilling since they had that hit against them to start this game. Their high press has been goalie-centric, and that mistake cost the Crunch. Musa was trying to get rid of it, little nonchalant off of his foot. And again, number 10 on their roster, not listed, but his second of the match. And with 8:25 left, gives the Mustangs more of a fighting chance, cutting that lead down to 6-4. Darius now trying to catch Porcayo off of his line again. They've been seeing him off his line all game long and been trying to catch that advantage, but just went wide. But quickly on it, Pepper looking for his hat trick. So is Darius, both of them on a hat trick in this one. Darius with the ball away from Porcayo, and Chanchar not able to get that one off the boards to Mikey, and it goes into the netting. As Jordan letting the referee know that one should be sent a little further back from where that one was kicked out. But referee okay with where the Mustangs set their reset. And we're back underway. 7:42 to go. Musa trying to outlet to Minnick. And that one will go into the netting. And they'll keep that one on the far side of the field. Referees come together, and they'll actually move that one to the center of the field. So since the end of the first quarter, where the Crunch had that 4-0 lead, been outscored by 4-2, and the Mustangs been able to keep this deficit at 2 for themselves. Still only halfway through this third quarter, a quarter and a half left to play. Jordan trying to rip a shot. That got blocked. Keeping Gomez on his back, and Gomez lowering that shoulder and elbow into Jordan's back. And the referees were having none of that, and they will give Jordan a free kick. Musa ripping a shot of his own, not far away. He's already scored a goal off of a goalie throw this season, trying to get one off of his foot, but they were saying he was inside of his own yellow line, so a 3-line rule violation, as that one went out of play and goal would not have counted. So an opportunity now for Ortiz and the Mustangs. Another curler trying to be put in, but Minnick quickly on the break. Mutemwa on the ball now. Step over, both feet. Off the boards, Spraglin tried to volley that one in. Off Porcayo's feet. Volleyed out and in to the upper netting. So 7:08 left showing on this third quarter clock. Derezich over it. Finds Minnick to Svetko, trying to either cross that one or get that one to deflect off Porcayo again, as Pepper had a goal like that earlier in the game. But they were able to clear, and it was dumped down deep, but Crunch quickly back in their defensive positioning. And now setting more guys forward. Anytime Musa has the ball, their coach is yelling at them to turn and look at Musa, stay where they are, get in every single passing lane they can to not allow Musa to find his teammates leaking out on the break. And we will get a timeout here in the third quarter. So each team with a goal here in the third quarter, as the Crunch lead 6-4 with 6:46 left. As Coach Kostelic is talking to his team about stepping in front and stepping back to the ball. Coaches always want you in the game of soccer. A lot of people want to score, but soccer is all about how can you build the attack pass to pass up the field, no matter how much space you may have. And he's telling his team, you have to check back to your goalkeeper, Mario Musa, as the Mustangs were able to capitalize on their own goalie mistake, pressuring Musa, as Musa tried to clear it, went right off of a Mustang player's foot and rolled right into the back of the net here, off to our right in front of us, down below. And of course, the Crunch trying to find some sort of answers to what the Mustangs are throwing at them. And that's exactly what they're talking about in this timeout discussion. Thank you, everyone who is joining us this evening, whether on the Cleveland Crunch Facebook page or on the LPV Productions YouTube page, as NEO Sports Network is the proud broadcasting partner of the Cleveland Crunch. Thank you so much to them for being here this evening and bringing you all this action. If you are just tuning in, we are in the third quarter of this third matchup between the Cleveland Crunch and the Chicago Mustangs, a rubber match of sorts. 6:46 left, the Crunch clinging to a 6-4 lead after what looked like it was going to be another controlled performance, and Musa is upset and frustrated as there is just no pass to leak out. Mustangs are running with the long runs up the field by the Crunch, but also keeping enough guys in front of Musa to not allow him to send it deep, and no one checking back for the Crunch. Ball went out of play, and quickly Derezich on the wall, tried to find Pepper with a little back heel pass to the top of the box to no avail, but Pepper right there to pressure. Him and Derezich on a hat trick, trying to get that third goal for either one of them, trying to do anything they can to extend this lead. And now another foul called on the Mustangs. So Mikey will be over this one, just off center to his right of goal. Porcayo calling out instructions, setting his wall where he needs it to be. Derry-Zeech will rip this one, and that one does go in the wall. So Porcayo setting that wall in the perfect spot for where Derry-Zeech wanted to rip that shot from. And this restart will come a little bit further back, but in the center of the field. Derry-Zeech to Minnick trying to rip it inside the near post. Went off, and Beck was there, but just not able to get anything on it. And now high pressure starting to have an effect on the Crunch, getting a little bit of a dose of their own medicine. Jordan, strong pressure on the ball, heads it away. But back down here in the deep corner, Jordan holds up the ball along the wall, but Adrian Ortiz comes away with it. Ortiz, little roll over the ball, takes it out to the left point and sends it over here to the right. Back to Ortiz. Ortiz to Ibarra. Ibarra now getting defended, gets it taken off his foot. Beck trying to break away, and defender was right in front of him. As that is Benjamin Sudeth, one of the three number 3s for the Mustangs that they have listed on their roster. Musa easily collects that shot and tries to find Mikey as he was trying to get a foot on it. That one went way past his right foot, and he collects a foul along the way. So at 4:37 to go, stalemate going on here now in this third quarter. 1 goal apiece. Crunch holding on to a 2-goal lead, 6-4. Svetko pressured, deep corner, finds Spragling, good run, trying to find Minnick across the field. Minnick tries to turn and rip one in off the left shoulder of Porcayo and into the wall, or else that one was going to find the back of the net. Sammy Mutemwa now on it. Step over, and again, for the second time, a good shot put in by a Crunch player, and another one of their teammates right in the line of sight. Just nothing they can do to get out of the way with the rocket being sent off these right and left foots of the Cleveland Crunch. They are in their white uniforms with the red lettering and numbering. Musa coming to his post to deflect that pass across the field. Mutemwa trying to get it clear. For Chicago in their red and black uniforms with the black lining, white numbers, and black shorts. Mutemwa, a nifty little run up the near boards, finding Spragling, got caught up in his legs. And another great ball by Musa. Nobody home. Spragling trying to reach out with anything he could, but quickly back on the attack. Bernard from Beck. Porcayo reads that one well and will clear. 3:02 left in the second quarter now. Ortiz trying to win the ball against Svetko. And whistle quickly blows in this deep corner. And foul on Ortiz, as he got his hands too high up along the neckline there, Svetko. And the Crunch will get to come the other way. Piwu now in the game. Finds an open Pepper trying to make a move around the goalkeeper. Trying to mag his defender, and a little bit too much in the box there. He had a little bit of a lane as he got by the goalkeeper, Porcayo. Tried to make one extra move, then nutmeg his defender, Jose Ibarra. But Ibarra able to shut the door and allow the Mustangs to come the other way. 2:20 left, and the clock continues to tick. Mustangs now, far boards. Ibarra will make an overlapping run, doesn't get it. Ortiz will check to the ball, trying to play a 1-2. He'll get it back, Piwu defending him. Chanchar calls off Pepper to defend one-on-one. Pepper came to double. 1:55, Piwu able to get that one. Porcayo comes way out of his box to help set offense for the Mustangs. Ibarra here on the near boards. We'll send it back to Sudeth, and Sudeth rips a long, aspiring shot into the upper netting, and the clock will stop with 1:34 to go. Crunch 6, Mustangs 4, but all the pressure being put on is from that Mustang sideline and the guys donning those red jerseys, as they have found a rhythm over the last 2 quarters and have kept the pressure on. This Crunch team just cannot seem to break down the adjustments that the Mustangs have made defensively in order to allow for more offensive opportunities. Clock ticks to 1:10 left here in the third quarter. Mustangs trying to set some offense at midfield. They will drop back to their goalkeeper. Sudeth makes a run from his defender spot, across the field to the left, sends it over to Gomez. Chanchar defending him in a good block, but up into the netting, and clock stops. 47 seconds exactly left. Crunch putting everyone back to defend these final few seconds to hold on to this 6-4 lead, and a good shot by Ortiz, just missed, tucking in to this near corner. And now a blue card issued. Looks like it'll be to the Crunch's midfielder, Tom Beck. It was a 50-50 opportunity between him and Mustangs goalkeeper Porcayo. And actually, they do give that one to Porcayo. Beck had the positioning, and that's what we were thinking up here in Crunch Command Central. And it was a goal scoring opportunity, so it will be a power play opportunity with 41.1 seconds left. And Mikey Derizic will have a one-on-one penalty kick with the goalkeeper. Now, the penalty kicks here in indoor soccer are a little bit like the original MLS-style penalty kick shootouts, where and for you hockey fans out there, very similar to a penalty shot in hockey, where the offensive player has the ability to dribble towards the goal, make a move on the goalie. Once that ball is touched, both members from both teams here at midfield be able to try to track back. Mustangs will be on their horse trying to help out their goalkeeper. Derizic will be trying to slot one home here, holding on to a 6-4 lead, but hoping for more. Some discussion from the referee to Ortiz, not trying to get a quick start there before the ball is even touched. 41.1 seconds. Rally towels are out in full force. Derizic with an opportunity, tries to chip the goalie. Jordan trying to come in, and another header, and blocked off the line, and it looks like a foul was called on Jordan, or possibly a handball on the Crunch. Derizic was trying a little cheeky chip over Porcayo. He wasn't fooled. Jordan was in the right spot, trying to come in for a diving header, and Derizic tried to follow up with a diving header of his own. And a little too aggressive, so 30 seconds left. And the Mustangs are able to come back on the attack, so penalty opportunity goes awry, but the Crunch still on that power play with 1:40 left, so they will have a power play that spans across 2 quarters. There's only 19.7 seconds left in the quarter, but the clock on the penalty for the blue card shows 1:39. As getting up slowly was Smith Pepper, who does have 2 goals on the evening. He will limp off and be replaced by Chris Savetko. Derizic now will set this power play. Jordan trying to curl. That one was left foot, but too far wide. And 15 seconds to go. Mustangs will just look to try to get this one as deep as they can. But Chanchar in the right spot, 10 seconds to go. Mutemwa on it, trying to find some sort of opportunity. Jordan, another left-footed shot, and he rips that one to the far post. And another beauty off the left foot of Jordan. He gets his second of the game, and the Crunch all leave the bench to celebrate with Jordan. They yell to their crowd. The crowd rises in unison to meet them. And 2 seconds left. Jordan adds a little insurance going into that fourth quarter with a 7-4 lead now over the Mustangs. My goodness, you can't see better shots off a left foot than you have seen off the foot of your captain, Dave Jordan. As the Mustangs will use the last 2 seconds, rip it right from the kickoff. But that is how the third quarter ends, and what a firework to end the third quarter on. We will step away for just a moment, and we will break down that goal by Jordan on the other side. You are tuned in to Cleveland Crunch Soccer here on the Cleveland Crunch Facebook page and the NEO Sports Network LPV Productions YouTube channel. Crunch lead heading to the fourth quarter, 7-4. Buckle in, Crunch fans. 15 minutes separates the Cleveland Crunch and a playoff berth for the first time in 20 years as the Cleveland Crunch organization in major arena soccer, any sort of indoor soccer, as they lead the Chicago Mustangs 7-4 heading in to the final quarter. Kevin Arnold alongside you here, play-by-play and color commentary, alongside our production team and proud broadcasting partner of the Cleveland Crunch, the NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions. So thank you to those tuned in to their YouTube page tonight or to the Cleveland Crunch Facebook page. The end of that third quarter, the Crunch were able to get a goal off the left foot of their captain, Dave Jordan, who has 2 goals. He joins Mikey Derry's and Smith Pepper, each with 2 goals tonight. McCain Spraglin with the other. But Adrian Ortiz for the Mustangs over a free kick opportunity just a few seconds into this quarter. And he tried to find Leo Acosta to Musa. Now Tom Beck one-on-one with the keeper, and he slots it home with the inside of his right foot. A little leap, a little punch in the air, and 30 seconds in, the Crunch have regained their 4-goal lead to 8-4. And the Mustangs have been trying to stop that outlet from Musa that is so dangerous, so potent for the Crunch in their offensive attack. But he was able to quickly get that one away before the Mustangs could set their defense in front of them. Beck with the run out. Didn't have to do much. Let it come right to his foot and turn the foot sideways. Slotted it home to the near post, right past Porcayo. And again, they now lead 8-4. We were talking about Jordan's effort, Dave Jordan's effort at the end of the third quarter. He has had a couple left-footed shots, just swiping his left foot across, knuckling the shot into lower corners. And now an aggressive play there on the wall between Pepper and Sudeth of the Crunch and Mustangs respectfully. And blue card did come out. So it looks like that one will be issued to Pepper. So at 14:03 left in the final quarter, Crunch with an 8-4 advantage over the Mustangs. But now the Crunch will go back on the penalty kill defense deep in their own end, down to our left. Ortiz and Acosta running point for the Mustangs. Trying to find a pass through the middle, not there. Svetko pressuring both Ortiz and Acosta. And Acosta upset. No one there to check towards the ball, so the frustration is starting to mount on the Mustang sideline. Still on the ball, though, are the Mustangs. Chonchar trying to get it clear. Beck just trying to send it anywhere he can up the wall and following it up. But Ortiz is there, sending it off the wall, deflected up in the air. And one of their goal scorers for the Mustangs, Caden Eberman, was able to collect and get it out to Acosta. Acosta to Ortiz, trying to rip that right-footed bending shot that he has been trying all night long, and has either gone wide or the Bosnian blocker, Croatian sensation, whatever you want to call him, has been in the right place in between the pipes per se, and well scouted has been the offense from the one of 2 league leaders on goals in Leo Acosta, with his teammate Adrian Ortiz, both with 20 goals, but have been held scoreless this evening. It has been the rest of the Mustangs that have been able to do some damage in that second and third quarter. 36 seconds left on this power play. 12:36 left in the game. Crunch up 8-4, and Crunch just trying to play with the ball, trying to move it around, trying to get that power play clock to tick all the way down to zeros, get back to full strength, and go back on the attack. 20 seconds to go. Acosta now playing on the right. Sends it all the way across, and it comes back to the point to Ortiz. 10 seconds on their power play opportunity. Crunch trying to kill this penalty. Musa, good kick save at his near post. And just as that power play was about to end, 4 seconds left on it. And 12:06 on the clock. A volley opportunity to Benjamin Sudeth. And he's able to rip that one into the net before Musa could get himself back set. Getting up from the ground with the beautiful kick save just before that. But Sudeth capitalizes on that, and they cut into the lead and trail the Crunch 8-5. For Sudeth, for the Mustangs, that is his 5th goal on the year and 5th point, as he has not marked the stat sheet with an assist as of yet. Musa trying to find Piwu for a header in the box. Porcayo rises to collect that one and quickly releases his team down the field. Good pressure here on the boards by Svetko and Piwu, trying to corral that one as it's pinballed around between feet and gets down into Mustang territory, into that near corner. Piwu trying to clear. Spragling releasing Mutemwa. Mutemwa keeping the defender on his hip. And Spragling was making that run, didn't get it, stopped his run, then Mutemwa passed it. So Porcayo will collect. .45 to go. Crunch with a 3-goal advantage, 8-5. Trying to stay atop the league, Division II in Major Arena Soccer League. Trying to keep their home undefeated streak alive. Trying to go to 5-0 and trying to secure that playoff berth. But the Mustangs are trying to play spoiler, and another blue card comes out. Tracking back, looked like McCain Spragling. And Musa not happy about that call. Referee gives him a warning as he throws that one into the boards. They looked like Spragling had the advantage towards the ball for a moment, but Mustangs were able to get on that one. And Adrian Graffin, who was sent off earlier for a blue card of his own, earns another power play opportunity. So quickly go the Crunch on another penalty kill. Mustangs are 2 for 3 in these opportunities already today with their 4th opportunity and 10:20 left. And a shot off the right foot of Sudeth, trying to get another volley. And Crunch will just dump it deep. Porcayo off his line, almost as an extra attacker or release valve to drop it back. Ortiz now trying to penetrate that Crunch defense. And Graffin able to split the wickets of Musa off his left foot. He earned the blue card, earned the power play opportunity, and at the 9:56 mark, the Mustangs and Graffin have cut the Crunch lead in half at 8-6. Just 23 seconds into that power play that Graffin earned, he capitalizes on himself. As Ortiz was trying to penetrate that Crunch defense, ball got bounced around, found the left foot of Graffin, and he did the rest to get it right between the legs of Musa. And they come out with a little more pressure. Minnick trying to hit a volley of his own and tips off his foot, but deflects off of Ibarra and into the top netting. So an opportunity for the Crunch here at center point, right on that circle in the middle of the yellow line. Mutemwa to Spragling, tried to curl that one, and Porcayo saw that all the way. Svetko trying to finish that one. Spragling able to finish. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And the Crunch able to get one back at 9:22 left. The pressure stayed. Spragling tried to curl it in. Porcayo was not bothered, but Svetko with the pressure kept the ball alive. Him and Spragling with a couple opportunities each, and Spragling now adds his name to the list of players with 2 goals this evening. Crunch lead, 9:20 left, 9-6. We told you to buckle in, folks. These last 9 minutes are going to be up and down. Mustangs trying to play fast, trying to come back. Crunch not happy with just a 3-goal lead. They are going to be back on the attack as well, but for now, they must defend this Mustangs attack. Sudeth, goal scorer for the Mustangs. Off to Ortiz. Sudeth over to Eberman. Back to Sudeth. Here to Eberman on the left. Trying to find Cutter in the middle. Crunch not having that. Jordan will clear that just shy of a 3-line violation, so play will continue. Clock ticks to 8:25 left. Excuse me. Musa just gets 1 mitt on that to deflect that away. And another foul called, that time on Chanchar. Bringing down Eberman, who opened the scoring tallies for the Mustangs in that second quarter. So in the first quarter, the Crunch were out to a 4-0 lead. Mustangs were able to cut into that, outscoring the Crunch 3-1. Trailed 5-3 at halftime, and 8:20 left. The Mustangs will call a timeout. So we'll finish our game recap. Third quarter was back and forth. Crunch able to just outscore the Mustangs 2-1. Capped off with a beautiful left-footed strike from left to right to the lower corner, or lower 90 as they call it, off the foot of the captain, Dave Jordan. But here in the fourth quarter, the Mustangs have been able to get a couple, cut that lead, that 4-goal lead the Crunch were able to get back to. They were able to cut it in half, but just moments ago, the relentless effort in front of net by the Crunch ending in McCain Spragling's second of the match, giving the Crunch a 9-6 lead. And the clock reads 8:20 to go. And as the Crunch entertainment team trying to get the crowd hyped, as we said, it is Fan Appreciation Night here. Final home match of the 2021 season. Crunch trying to earn that playoff spot. If they do earn that playoff spot, there won't be an opportunity for a home game, as the playoff games will be held in one location in Wichita, Kansas, home of the Wichita Wings on July 17th and 18th. And a lot on the line for the Crunch tonight. Playoff berth, undefeated at home, #1 in their return to indoor soccer, showing why and how powerful soccer here is in Northeast Ohio. So welcome all you Crunch fans. If you are just joining us, 9-6, make that 9-7 quickly off the restart, 2 seconds in. Benjamin Sudeth from his defender spot, able to rip that one into the upper corner and trims it back to a 2-goal advantage for the Crunch, 9-7. But Sudeth with his second of the game and 6th on the season. So just as the Crunch were building some momentum, we told you it's going to be back and forth. These two teams have played one close game before in Chicago. Alex Gomez was able to get the winner shot there just off the top of the wall. Thought that hit the back netting, but play continues. As we said, Alex Gomez able to get the winner in that one. And they won 9-8. Then the Crunch with a commanding win, 14-2, just a few weeks ago. Beck, good run himself trying to find Pepper. Got 4 players working on a hat trick. Darius each with 2, Spragling with 2, Pepper with 2, Jordan with 2. And Beck has the other for that 9-7 lead. Darius each gets tripped up by Gomez, we were just talking about, and 7:09, he will head off for his second blue card of the game. A dangerous tackle on Darius each as he was trying to cut across the field here from the near boards right down below us to the middle of the field and got tripped up. So restart coming here for the Crunch just inside of midfield, leading 9-7. Darius each gets play underway and another power play opportunity for the Crunch. Darius each over to Minnick, down in the corner to Mutemwa. Svetko checked into the middle, didn't get it, and they'll reset to Darius each at the point. Over to Minnick, pressured there by Ortiz. Ortiz will pressure Darius each. He will fake a shot. Jordan just gets that one deflected, or else that left-footed shot may have curled in for his hat trick. 1:30 left on the power play. Minnick and Darius each playing that 1-2, trying to find some sort of shooting lane. Left foot by Minnick goes just wide. Svetko there to collect. Jordan will win it back to Darius each, and he will send back to Musa. Off the pressure from Ortiz. Ortiz trying to pressure higher and higher up the field, trying to get this power play offense pushed away from his own nets. A minute into this power play, 6:07 left. Crunch, 9 goals on the night. Mustangs only 7 for their 2-goal lead. Mutemwa in the middle of the field. Off to Darius each at the left point. Over to Minnick. Minnick will rip a shot off the mitt of Porcayo, and that one floats and hits the top portion of the wall in the near corner. So the clock stops at 5:46 and 38 on the power play for the Crunch. Trying to pressure higher up the field. Mustangs trying to move the ball towards Musa and the Crunch's defensive goal. Mutemwa, good spin, 20 seconds left. Jordan waiting for runners. Finds Darius each. Pressured by 2. Mutemwa looking for a cutter in the middle. Minnick was making that run, but it got blocked. Jordan now near point. Darius each in the middle. 5 seconds left on the power play. 3. Trying to get a shot off. They are back to full strength and ready to release. Are the Mustangs trying to find Ortiz? Was Graffin. Graffin has been sent off for a blue card, but has been able to slot home a goal of his own this evening, making a run very similar to the one we just saw. Crunch were up to task on that one. Eberman sends it off the boards. Jordan will clear. Piwu back into the game. Gabriel Piwu up the left boards. Got tripped by all ball. And back come the Mustangs. Svetko, good defense there, keeping his defender on his back. Back touch to Jordan. Trying to find Piwu off the wall. He will keep Sudeth on his back. Svetko there in the middle, trying to turn. Piwu trying to get a shot off. Got caught under his feet as Porcayo was out of his goal. They weren't able to get a good shot away there. And ball will come all the way down to Mario Musa. 4 minutes left. Tightly contested game between these two rivals once again. Sudeth takes down Gabriel Piwu right outside the box. He looks at the referee with arms raised, thinking he got taken down, but he had all the shirt right up in that number 19, right in the middle of that number 19 on the back of Piwu's jersey. Dragged him to the ground, and it'll be a free kick opportunity where Double Dare Dairies Each has been so lethal here today. 3:58 showing on the clock. Referee will set the 3-man wall for the Mustangs. Now one will drop off, just off the left shoulder. And Mikey, seeing that subtle change in the defensive set, wisely calls the timeout. And so both teams will talk this one over. Mustangs will come over to their coaches, Armando Gamboa and Dino Delavisky. And, of course, the Crunch will come over to their coach, Louis Kostelik. If you tuned in for intense, up and down, edge of your seat action here this evening, whether on the Crunch Facebook page or with our production team, NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions on their YouTube page, you are getting an absolute treat this evening. And for all you Crunch fans, we're getting down to crunch time, to nail-biting time, as Crunch will have a crucial opportunity coming out of this timeout to try to extend that 9-7 lead. They came in averaging 11, just over 11 goals, 11.3 goals per game, and have outscored their opponents by 40 goals on the season. The one element that has allowed the Mustangs to get back into this game, they have done much better, as their stats would suggest, on killing the power play, as they've done that a couple times here in the second half. Power play opportunities for the Crunch that they were able to capitalize on so many times in that first half. And, of course, the Achilles heel, if there is one for this powerful Crunch team, has been power play conversion and penalty kill conversion as well. And that is one thing, penalty kill conversion is one thing these Mustangs do excel at. Jordan was thinking hat trick right there, and up underneath that one. And if not for that net, that ball may still be going. So Ortiz and Porcayo playing a little 1-2 back here on the near side of the field, going right to left. Kind of on an angled direction there on your devices. Kevin Arnold alongside you for this final 3:30. Pepper trying to find Darius Sudeth in good positioning there, and he will try to race out. Sudeth, couple goals off his left foot this evening for the Mustangs, has been a catalyst for their offense. Pepper trying to pressure Sudeth, stopped his run, forces him back. Gomez now trying to find a runner in the middle, as he will recollect here on the left boards, trying to touch around Tom Beck, but Beck able to just deflect that one away.
3 minutes left for the game.
Defense will step out now, higher up the field for the Crunch. Darius each tips that one into the upper netting, and anything up into that upper netting goes to that white circled spot that you see on both sides of the field, dead center of these two yellow lines here at the Soccer Sportsplex in North Olmsted, Ohio. Good block by Jordan, deflects off and through his legs up into the netting, and a corner kick for the Mustangs. Chicago looking to try to trim this lead, trailing by 2 goals, 9-7 to the Crunch. 2:53 left. Ortiz looked like he was going to call a timeout, waited for Acosta to make a run. He slots one just wide across. And Ortiz and Acosta have been pretty well held at bay, but the Mustangs stepping up for their team leaders, taking advantage of those open opportunities as the Crunch have paid so much attention to them. And now the Mustangs have added that extra attacker playing in position of goalie to go 6-on-5 for this final 2:25. Darius he's trying to clear as he was trying to take an empty net shot. But now Mustangs will go on the break. Foot of Gomez to Ortiz. Chanchar coming over to defend. And Ortiz trims that lead in half. That extra attacker works out to their advantage And they trail by 1, 9-8, only 2:11 left. And the Crunch a bit on their heels in this one. For now, the Mustangs will bring their goalkeeper, Ricardo Porcayo, back out for any potential quick shot off this kickoff. Nervously, these Crunch fans start waving those towels, getting the energy up, and another timeout will be called. Referees having a discussion with their assistants over there on the far side. And what once was a comfortable 4-goal lead has quickly seen itself trim to a 1-goal advantage. And if you thought that the 14-2 victory was any sort of indication of the rivalry and even level of play between these two squads, you would be mistaken. You would want to look back at April 11th, back up there in Chicago, as these teams battled it out back and forth. The Crunch were able to get, using their man advantage 6-5, able to get 3 goals over the final 6 minutes of that one to tie it up at 8. And then Alex Sonic the Hedgehog Gomez slotted home the winner. Gave the Crunch their first loss of the season at that time. And Crunch have not looked back since that game. They've been back on a 3-game winning streak tear, but that win streak is being heavily pressured by these Mustangs. PA announcer Lou over to the fans, getting them with a chant of "Let's Go Crunch," as you may hear coming through our production. Fans rise. Entertainment team gets them on their feet. Musa quickly trying to find Beck off the wall, and they had an opportunity there, but only as far as Jordan, and again getting up underneath it, and they will have to quickly retreat. We have ticked under the 2-minute-to-go mark, and they do go back to that man advantage. 6-on-5 soccer, 1:55 to go. Crunch send all 5 back in a power play style penalty kill defense. Darius Each will defend the point, hoping for an outlet. Chanchar will try to release a goal, but not there. And their backup goalie, they did not have one listed on their lineup card, so they had a field player take off a jersey. So apologies for, we have no number on him this evening, but they are on a 6-person advantage. Musa down to save that one, as Sudeth hit a hard right-footed strike, and another one right into his chest. But that one he calmly clears. Darius Each trying to score that one and chip it as the replacement goalkeeper was running back to his post. Darius Each got tripped up, and that will be a free kick off the foot of Dave Jordan. 1:12 to go. Still 9-8 Crunch. Grit your teeth. Bite your nails. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat, Crunch fans. As someone in this town once said, nothing is given, everything is earned, and the Crunch will have to earn over the last 55 seconds this playoff berth. Musa throws it down, but the Mustangs will quickly retreat. Darius Each will collect a blue card. That was a late foul, but they play advantage. So the referee will hold that up. So next stoppage of play, Darius Each will be sent off. Ortiz sends a shot that is punched into the net, and the clock stops at 34.6 seconds. And now the Crunch will have to play down 2 men. Mustangs on the 6-man attacker offense, And what was once 6 on 5 has now become 6 on 4. And that clock can't tick fast enough for Crunch fans everywhere. That shot off the left foot ticks off the upper board and into the net. So for now, the Crunch escape. So it doesn't matter how much time is left in that power play. For the rest of this game, the last 28.6, they will be down 6-4. Crunch leading 9-8. 20 seconds left. Beck with good pressure here, holding the ball up, taking as much time off that clock as he can. Mustangs looking to push out. Beck with good pressure on Ortiz to keep him down here deep. Under 10 seconds to go. Shot coming in. Musa up to the task to save. Under 5 seconds. They tick down. Referee will stop play, and a foul was called. 1.5 seconds left. And the Mustangs, they are placing the ball in the middle of the field. This may be a penalty shot opportunity for the Mustangs. And now some chirping going on. Musa coming out of goal, not liking the way that the Mustangs are approaching his teammates. And it won't be a penalty shot. It'll just be a free kick. Shot will come from Ortiz's left foot. This will be the final shot of the game. Mustangs trying to put someone in Musa's eye line. Ortiz off his left foot. He will try to find a quick shot. And the clock sounds. The buzzer goes. 000 on the clock. The Crunch survive. And they head to the playoffs. Not how you always draw it up, but when you want to get to the playoffs, you want to really stake your claim, truly put Cleveland Crunch soccer back on the map and show what the city of Cleveland is all about on their soccer scene. This is the type of game that you have to grit, scratch, claw, do whatever you can within the confines and within reason of the game to get the win. And the Crunch escape 9-8. Boy, everybody exhale. Everybody breathe. The Crunch go to 5-0 at home, 7-1 on the season. And they have clinched their playoff berth. They still have 2 games left on the road, but they do it in front of their home fans before they do have to hit the road to Kansas for games against Omaha and Wichita. And the Crunch applaud their fans. The fans reciprocate those sentiments in full force. And boy, as a kid that grew up watching the Crunch, loving the Crunch, grew to love the sport of soccer because of the Crunch. To see this team back here and doing extraordinary things in such a short amount of time, with President Eric Davis, his Vice President Luciano Rashido, their entire staff, everyone behind the scenes, and this entire team, no matter who's available, who's in the lineup, they seem to find a way, and they clinch that berth in a good show from the Mustangs as well. They earn a round of applause from these Crunch fans as well. That's what you come to see when you come out to a Crunch game. And I know all of you fans will be tuned in to these next 2 road games because, yes, the Crunch have clinched, but they're not done. They want to get that #1 spot heading into the playoffs, which will happen July 17th and 18th in Wichita, Kansas at the Hartman Arena, home to Major Arena Soccer League Division II foe of the Crunch, Wichita Wings. What a game. What a game, folks. And the Crunch down there in the corner celebrate together up against the boards with their fans down there, kind of in the drink zone down there. And boy, it is going to be a fun night to celebrate if you're a Crunch fan. We will wrap things up right here for all of you. Crunch got off to a fast start in this one. They were leading 4-0 after the first quarter. Looked like they were in full control. The Mustangs found a little offense, took that high press back to the Crunch that they instilled in that first quarter, outscoring the Crunch 3-1. And third quarter, the Crunch were able to put 2 goals on the board to the Mustangs 1. They were able to reestablish that 4-goal lead. And then towards the end, the Mustangs brought that extra attacker out, played 6-on-5 soccer. Then Mikey Derezich was sent off with a blue card for the second time, and the Crunch had to play the final minute and a half, 6-on-4. And what has been tough for them this season ends up being the brightest spot of the game, their penalty kill at the end to secure the 9-8 victory. 4 players with 2 goals each. Mikey Derezich, Smith Pepper, Dave Jordan, McCain Spragling, and Tom Beck adding the 9th. And of course, your man between those pipes, the Croatian sensation, Mario Musa, when it mattered most, got the saves that matter most, and is the reason why he is your starting goalkeeper and goes to 6-0 on the season. Crunch fans, I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for all the rest, because this journey is just getting started. The initial chapter has barely been written. Enjoy it, celebrate it, and anytime there's opportunities, keep coming out in person to celebrate this team as well. But that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Thank you to our new broadcasting partner, NEO Sports Network and LPV Productions, for all of the broadcasts, making me sound and the broadcast looking as good as possible. I want to thank our cameramen, Jim Wagner and Jacob Tellup, and of course the producer for the Voice of the Land as well. I call him the producer extraordinaire behind the proverbial glass because he never wants to go on video camera. Peter Tellup, thank you so much. So for the crew here, I am Kevin Earl signing off. Have a good night, Crunch fans. Celebrate it and get ready for playoff action coming in July. Have a great evening, everybody.